Throughout our lives, we're always told to be a good person, but sometimes being a good person can mean a lot of people depend on you. And if that's the case after long enough, you stop being anywhere on your own priorities list. I think one of the biggest reasons that being a good person can be exhausting is because we do it because we care. Even if it's frustrating, you're still there every day. And it's not easy being that good person because when you're depended on, it doesn't equal gratitude. It doesn't equal ease. It doesn't equal like recognition a lot of the time. And sometimes, in some cases, when you don't remain that good person all day, people kind of like almost go, well, what happened to you? The main reason, like I say, though, is because people care, because you care about being that person for other people, whether it's your partner, your kids, maybe you've got a job you don't like that pays the bills. It's not always easy being that good person. And the longer you stay that good person without any time for yourself, the more difficult it becomes. I've had the privilege of meeting a lot of people in my life, and the one thing I can tell you is that good people who try to be there for others are inherently not very good at taking any time for themselves. The biggest problem I think a lot of people have with the taking time for yourself problem is that nearly everybody out there tells you rest is like an hour at a time, a weekend away, you know, and that's nonsense. I'm sorry, it is. You don't need an hour to rest. Like, it would be lovely, but if you're anything like me, if someone says to me, just take an hour of me a day and go off and do what you want, you're like, yeah, all right, find me the hour, mate, and I'll take it, yeah? A lot of us don't have that time. And it's not because we're being difficult or stubborn. That time just doesn't exist in one block, right? But where what I say differs is I think I live this, right? I think resets are available provided they are manageable, that they fit into your day. Okay. What I mean by this, and it can be as small as 5 minutes. When I say a reset fits into your day, it's simply a case of finding time that already exists and slotting something that's there for you into that time, right? Take this as an example, right? If you're a full time working parent, okay, and let's say you do one of the school runs, right? Either picking kids up or dropping kids off. When you're on your way from school to work after dropping them off, or work to school to pick them up, right? That drive, that walk, that commute is your time. Now, it might not seem like it because you're thinking about work, or you're thinking about the kids, or you're planning the next thing, or you're still stressed from whatever happened before. And it's difficult to get into the mindset. But that time is there and it's free and unguarded and yours. If that means, like, I mean, say you're on your way to pick the kids up, you've had a difficult day at work and your boss has like just been really unhelpful, or you've had some really horrible people on the phone, whatever it might be, you could choose to sit and stew over that and be cross about that. But what you're doing in that time, you're not making yourself any better. You're holding on to things that you don't need to let go of, but they're blocking you from having that time to yourself. Equally, like if you're on your way to work after sorting the kids out in the morning, and like they don't want to get up, or they don't want to get ready, or they don't want to do their teeth, or they've been fighting or whatever. If you sit and think on that, again, you're losing that reset time. And depending on how long that drive is, that's can be up to a fair bit of time, right? If you live half hour away from where you work, that's half hour's worth of drive that you've lost. That's half hour worth of time that you've lost. And I get what you're saying, like, while driving, you can't really do a lot when you're driving. You can't go off and like go and play cards or tennis or whatever. But do you know what you can do? You can put some music on. Wind the window down, put some music on, put a podcast on, an audio book, whatever it might be. Inject something for you into that time. Even if you're at work, yeah? If you're at work and you've got, say, I don't know, a lunch break that you normally spend in the office or in the mess room, talking to other people about work, and it's just mundane and boring. Go out to the car if you can. Go out to the car, find a quiet space, and watch like a 20-minute YouTube video or a bit of an episode of something on the BBC iPlayer or Netflix or Amazon Prime while you're having your lunch instead. Take time that exists for you and inject more of the things you want and you like into that time. If you're a parent and you're at home, and like I say, right, you've got kids are at home all day. I know for a fact, being a parent myself, there's not a lot of time there for you. Okay, if it's the weekend, if it's school holidays, time of recording this, UK have just had a massive 2 day heat wave up to 37 degrees, and it was absolutely disgusting. All the schools were shut, red weather warning, the lot, right? It did not feel like I got any time to myself in that time, right? Or it certainly could have done. But because I've been taking these resets for a while, I know where my space exists. Even though I've had both my kids at home the entire 2 days, yeah, one of who is 2, so it doesn't cope well with the heat. The other one is 10 and doesn't do well with being confined to a small space like in the house. Obviously, it's too hot to be outside because it's like 37 degrees. It made that difficult, but that time exists. When I went out to put the clothes washing on, or make a drink, or do the dishes, I would simply take my phone into the kitchen with me, put on a bit of an episode of something on BBC iPlayer, put on a bit of a podcast, some music, wherever it was, and just use that time as what I call shared time. Shared time is something you have to do like a responsibility. Like if you're at home, you're doing the dishes, you're still doing that. But because you've got something for you in that time as well, that time isn't just spent with you and the responsibility and the pressure and like background noise of like kids or partner or colleagues or whatever. You're clearing all that noise away for a little bit and just letting you have that time. And I think in some ways that can be the hard bit is letting you have that time. Because I'm not saying like go and journal. I'm not saying go and take an hour. I'm not saying meditate or practice breathing or because to first of all, that's a task, not a reset. That's a task. Journaling is a task. Yoga, meditation, they are skills you need to learn. You don't need to learn to like music. You don't need to learn to like audiobooks or podcasts or TV programs or films because you already have things you like. All you're doing is taking that thing you like, injecting it into the responsibility you already have to make your day slightly easier. Not fix everything in one go, just a little bit better at a time. And over time, that compounds. And when that compounds, you stop thinking like, oh, I've got no time for myself again. You start thinking, well, actually, I got to pick my kids up from school in a minute. Now I know I've got my little one here, but she'll fall asleep in the car on the way down. So once she falls asleep, if I get there early, I can have 5 minutes. I can put on a bit of, like an old Top Gear episode, or I can stick on Amazon Prime and watch something on there. Or I can just get out of the car and put, an audiobook on it in a Bluetooth headphone and just stand and listen to that for a minute in the sunshine. Right? You're not changing everything. It's about finding time that already exists and slotting more of what you want into that time. Not rewriting your day, not changing everything at once. Just taking the time that already exists and giving some of it back to you in some form, in some way. Because being a good person can be exhausting when you're being a good person alone and when you don't have time for yourself. The second you start making time for yourself, being a good person doesn't feel exhausting anymore. Not if you do this time for yourself often enough. And here's the clincher, right? Here's the big thing with this. If you are somebody people depend on, or if you're somebody people rely on, right? And you take pride or care in that responsibility, right? And you care about the people you're being, depended on, right? Or people depend on you for. Are you happier committing to being a person that's exhausted during that time or well rested, calmer, and present in that time? Because if it's the second one, the resets help you to get there. They help you to be that person. I don't think I know more than you about this. I don't think that other people are necessarily wrong about this. I'm just saying this is what works for me. It makes my life a lot easier. So I'm sharing it with you for free. Speaking of sharing it with you for free, there's a PDF in the description. It's literally a free reset PDF. I think it's 3 or 4 pages of A5. Click the link, it takes you through to an email sign up page. It's not a scam sign up page, it's just me. If I've got any other free resources, you'll be the first to get them. If I find anything interesting or helpful that I think could benefit you, you'll get to hear about that. And that's it. There's none of this once a week email that just goes straight to your junk folder because it's all full of shit. There's none of this once a week email that's all full of guff that goes straight to your spam folder every time. It's only value where I think it's needed. And if I don't get value from it, I'm not giving it to anybody else. Because if it's not good enough, if I don't see a reason to use it, why would I push it on everybody else? The other good thing with this, once you've got the email, is you can reach out to me. If you are struggling, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a doctor, I'm just a guy who is struggling through life, trying to find a way to make things better for himself. I found a way to make it better. I share it with you. It's literally as simple as that, right? There's no big production. There's none of that. It's just me on my sofa trying to make the world a better place. Once you've got that email, you can reach out to me. If you look at the reset PDF or you have any questions about any of the videos, reach out, ask your questions. There's no charge. I'm not going to make you pay to talk to me, right? That's just not how it works here, okay? If you want it, it's there. I encourage you to take the PDF. If you take the PDF and you never do anything else, that's fine. You don't need to, right? But at least then you've got something there that can help you. And again, it's free. Like there's no paid option. There's no hiding it behind a course or it's just there. It's just free. Like this is me trying to do the right thing for all of you while you're basically doing the right thing for everybody else. Whatever you go away thinking, I just hope this video has helped. Because if it's helped, then this video has done its job. But for now, at least, take the PDF if you want it. I really hope you do. And until the next one, my name has been Daniel Mottram, and I can't wait to catch up with you in the next video.